All right, so what's up, Carlos? Shout out to you, brother. Anyways, this is gonna be. I'm gonna do a new game. I'm gonna leave my old save because I like my character on that. And I have like modded stuff and everything like that. But I'm gonna do a new one. Just kind of show you like character creation and stuff like that. I'll let you see leveling. The mods are still gonna be on, so it's going to be a lot of leveling really, really fast as compared to what you normally would do, which is all really slow leveling. I have it where you go up to level 20 instead of level 12 and stuff. But anyways, here we go. Here's the experience, man. Enjoy. I'll let you see the cinematics and everything like that. This game's really, really beautiful graphically. Um, I don't know if you know what type of gameplay it is. I don't know how much you've looked into it. It is a kind of strategic combat. You move your characters, you choose their attacks, things like that. But anyways, man, yeah, definitely take a look at this. This shit gets pretty sick, man. They do some cool stuff here. So that's actually one of our available party members right there, the green woman. She's a Gith Yankee. They're basically an alien race to the world of Faerun, um, which is the world that we are on in this game. Um, so she is one of our available party members. Very hard ass kind of character. Yeah, those lovely little buggers are so those that creature that was holding it is called a mind flayer, and a lithid is what they are also referred to as. Um, but anyways, you those little parasites they have are lithid parasites. They give our characters unique abilities and stuff. The normal ones just make everybody under their control, but for whatever reason, those ones are different. And we have a unique abilities with them. We can speak to each other in our minds and control certain characters and people at different times as long as we have rested and stuff. So here's our customization screen. So we have the custom stuff, or we have the origin characters. So these are actually the different party members. So there are Lae'zel, the one I just showed you in the video. Gale, he is a wizard from Waterdeep. There is Shadowheart. I have a modded hairstyle for her. She doesn't normally look like that, so if you need to look up what she normally looks like, go ahead. This is Will. He is a warlock. He gets his powers from a devil mistress, but he's a good guy. Don't get me wrong, he's a good guy. Karlak, she is a tiefling. They basically have devil bloodline, but for the most part, they're good people. There are some that are bad. I mean, there's always bad people, but she's normally good. And then this is another, so this one is not a party member. You can take him and create a custom look for him and class and everything and build. He is called the Dark Urge because he is the son or daughter of an evil god named Baal, who is basically a murder assassin kind of god. And he has this drive to do evil things. He always wants to kill, kill, kill. He's all about blood, gore, everything, eating stuff. Like, he's kind of a crazy character, but you can do what's called a resist Dirge, which is just Dark Urge together, where you resist those urges and you try and be a good guy. Then we have Astarion, which is our vampire spawn. He ran away from his master. After he got the Elithid parasite, he realized that he could stay in the sunlight and everything like that, and he didn't have to follow the rules that normal vampires have to follow. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do just a regular custom, and I will do, let's see, yeah, we'll do body type 2. We'll play a male, obviously. So there's the Dragonborn. So what's cool is a lot of these have sub-races. So like the Dragonborn, they have different excuse me, sub-races. So there's the White Dragonborns, which have frost abilities. There's the Silver, which also have frost. The Red Dragons have fire. Then you have Green, which is poison. Gold, which is fire. A lot of them have similar stuff depending on which types you are. You got lightning for the bronze, fire for brass, lightning for blue, and then black dragonborns are acid. I typically like the dragonborns, but I've also dabbled with orcs, which they just have the one archetype. They're a half orc. They're not a full-blooded orc, so they can think. You know, they're not just brute, just, you know, kill, kill, kill kind of thing. There's gnomes, which have their own sub-races, the rock gnomes, forest gnomes, deep gnomes. You have halflings, which have their sub-races, lightfoots, or the strong hearts. They all have their different little abilities, and things like that. Half-elves have their own sub-races, so there's the high half-elf, so, you know, high elf bloodline, wood elf bloodline, or drow, which is basically a dark elf. They come from what's called the Underdark, where it's dark, a lot of glowing rocks, mushrooms, things like that. It's basically underground. You have the dwarves, which are the gold dwarf, shield dwarf, or you have the Duergar, which is basically like what the drow are, but for dwarves. They live underground. They have their own area that they kind of dwell in down there, and they're always at war with the drow. Then you have the Githyanki, which I've already explained. They are an alien race. They come from a place up in space, along around moons and stuff like that. They are from an area called the Tiers, which they have creches up there, which they basically train, and they lay eggs. That's the interesting thing, is they lay eggs, and then they bring them down to different planets that aren't suspended in time and stuff like that, because space kind of, you know, slows time and everything like that. So they bring the eggs down to Earth. They create creches down here, and they have the eggs hatch, and then they bring them back up once they've matured. And then there is the humans, of course. That's pretty straightforward. Drow, which are the ones from the Underdark. So there's two different types. There's the Lulthsworn, which are basically evil. They worship kind of a dark spider goddess. She's basically just a giant spider, but she's a goddess. And then there is the Seldarin, which follow a different god. I can't remember what it is, but they are essentially good. They want to work with other races that are on the surface and things. They're essentially the good versions of them. Tieflings, like I explained, they are devil bloodline. They have Asmodeus, which is, you know, flame. There's Mephistopheles. He's kind of a trickster, more of a spell user. And then Zariel, who originally was an angel. She fell and became a devil. She actually is important to the storyline. And then there is the elves. They, as I've shown with the half elves, they have the high elf, the wood elf. The drow is separate for some reason. I don't know why. So, I'm going to go ahead. I will do this. I think I am going to go for this, I'm not going to keep this profile. I will show you my other one later. I just kind of wanted to show you character creation and kind of basics and the start of it, and just kind of let you see the storyline a little bit. So I'll do a Dragonborn for this. And let's go ahead. We'll do fire. And let's see. Kind of zoom out so you can see their outfits a little bit here. So these are the different classes, by the way. Barbarian's kind of a brute. I like to do Barbarian with these guys, just because they're strong, you know? And it works. But there's Barbarian, there's Bard, which is kind of like your music person. They give buffs to your people and everything like that, and debuffs to your enemies. Cleric, they use a lot of spells. Healing, they can also do a lot of negative things. They can put curses on people that are enemies and things like that, and give them different contagions and problems. There's Druids, which they work with the earth. They can turn into different forms of animals. They have different things they can grow on the ground, vines and stuff that can attack enemies. They can also cause bramble on the ground, which slows down enemy movement and stuff like that. Things like that. Fighter, basic fighter class, just tough, have a lot of different actions they can take in battle, so they can just keep hitting enemies. They have defensive things too, so they can guard allies and things like that if they have shields, things like that. Monk, it's just whack people with a stick or punch people with your fists. Get flurry of blows and just land as many hits as possible. They get progressively stronger. Paladin, they have basically they take an oath. They have different oaths. It's in the subclasses for them. Basically, they take an oath and you follow those tenets. And whatever those tenets are, if you break them, you become an oath breaker. And this guy actually appears and says you have broken your oath. And he asks if you want to become an oath breaker. And if you become an oath breaker, you basically get like dark powers, fire, things like that. It's pretty cool. Then there is the Ranger, which is basically you get like a familiar, an animal that can follow you around. You're good with bows, things like that. You're a good tracker. You can see things. You have good, nature perception, things like that. Rogue, there's different ones. There's Assassin, there is Thief, there is Swashbuckler, which is basically you're good with like finesse weapons, so you could like disarm people by like, just a little finesse of your weapon, things like that. Good with picking locks and disarming traps, things like that. Sorcerer, pretty straightforward. Natural born magic user. They were born with some sort of bloodline that gave them natural magical abilities, whether it's Fey background, Draconic background, whatever it is. Warlock, that is some sort of patron, gave them abilities. Usually it's a devil, sometimes it's a god, it doesn't matter. But usually a devil of some sort. And then there's Wizard. They gain their spells from books. You can learn different spells from books and scrolls and stuff like that that you find throughout the thing, and as long as you are the level of the spell, you can actually learn it and add it to your spell repertoire. So, anyways, I am going to be a barbarian for just this little showing of everything. Background, let's see. Okay, so I want something. Let's look at the skills really fast. Okay, so I want... Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do athletics and survival. Oh wait, I already have those. Oh wait, maybe not. Hang on. I'm trying to see what... Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do the Outlander. Then we'll move... These can stay. Alright, so now I'm going to customize my character. This is where you get to kind of see the full-on thing. So I'm going to stick with...
What was that? Let's take a look of the house. It's opened. I wonder what's back there.
Yeah, so... Okay, so we got this face, this face, this face, or that face. I always like the first face, personally. I mean, the others are okay, but I really just like the look of this one. It's more aquiline, and I can kind of work with it to kind of build around everything. But anyways, hang on. I'm going to change his skin color. Give me just a moment. Alright, so I'm going to go... Let's see. Ooh, I kind of like that. Hang on. Alright, so I think I want to go with this. I really like the look of that. Alright. So we're going to stick with that. And then I'm going to come back up here. And then we're going to change the top of his head horns here. Kind of build a look that we like here. I usually go with this. I really like that look. It just looks nice. So... Alright, so let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this. And then we got the chin here that we can change. We can add different spikes and stuff to his chin. Let's see. I'm gonna go with that. I like that look. And then along his jaw here, we can change the spikes and stuff. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's see. Alright. What the heck? Not finding anything that I'm like really like, I need this. I kind of like that one though. That one's kind of cool. I'll stick with that. Alright, so now we can actually choose a tail for him. I'm gonna go with... I kind of like this thin one. Anyways, alright, so let's move on. So we got the skin color. Yes, you can see your characters naked. You can do genitals and stuff. I'm not going to do that for YouTube. Anyways, moving on. Alright, so you can actually change the eye color. So these guys have like a flame kind of eye effect. You can actually see it a little bit here. You can see the flicker of his eyes. So I'm going to kind of go for kind of a fiery, like, orange color. There we go. And then, let's see. We don't need all that stuff. I don't know why these are here. Like, yeah, I don't know why those are there. Anyways, let's see. Alright, so then, we've got to where we can name him. I'm just going to leave it Tav because I don't plan to keep this character. Like I said, I will just kind of show you this, and then I will, later on, other stuff for like gameplay and stuff, I will just show you my base character that I'm using, which is a half drow. But anyways, I will show you the creation of the Guardian. So, because of what we are, there is no choice for a Dragonborn. So I will just use a Tiefling. I I will stick with the Asmodeus. I will make her a little taller. And then I will, let's see. Let's go with, all right, I like this face. Okay, there we go. Um, and then you know what? Let's give her a little attitude. Let's give her a scar. Yeah, there we go. Um, and then let's change her eyes a little bit. Yeah, let's kind of give her a little bit of a glow there. Give her some tats. Yeah, I like it. Let's go black on that. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. All right. Let's give her some piercings. Why not? Yeah, that looks wicked. I like it. All right. And then let's accent her around her eyes because we got this kind of like glowing effect. So let's give her like darkness around the eyes with her makeup. That'll help kind of accent that. Yeah, look at that. I like that. That looks good. Yeah, there we go. Now she looks kind of wicked there now. I like it. All right. So, let's go ahead. I'm gonna change her lip color though. I don't like that tone. Um, there we go. I like that a little better. Yeah, that looks nicer. And then we can change her hair. So I'm going to kind of change it a little bit here. So see, that's the base of like what their horns look like and stuff. And we can change her horns too. So, um, yeah, no, if you are like thinking about whether or not to get this game and like on the fence, bro, seriously, man, like just in like gameplay and how it is and like choosing what you say to people when you are in dialogue and like how that plays out and how that can affect things and everything, it is so in depth, man. It really is, and it's such a beautiful game. It really is. They did such an amazing job, like, and the amount of like mods and stuff that they have now to where you can like do different things and get new horn styles and hairstyles and armor and whatnot. It's really really amazing what they have done with the modding community and allowing them to just add to their game and just make it so much more enjoyable for people over time. Because now they're working on different projects and things, and so you know they're letting they're handing the reins over, and I think that's what they should do. You know, it's very responsible and very awesome of them. All right, I'm gonna stick with this. I really like this hairstyle. Um, So now I'm going to kind of go, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do like a kind of a deep brown, and then I'm going to go with kind of an orangish tone. If I can. Let's see if I can find it. Jesus. Um, there we go. All right, so I'm going to kind of go kind of about there. And then I'm going to bring that up. Give a kind of a nice, kind of a chestnut tone. Um, let's see if I can actually darken that just a bit. There we go. That's beautiful. I love that. All right, that is a very nice look. Okay, so now I'm going to change her horns. I'm going to make them a little more feminine. Um, Not because I'm like a chauvinist or anything. I just like this look. I think that is very cool. I'm going to darken these though. I'm going to make them kind of a more of a brown. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I really like that. I really like that. That looks very nice. And we will kind of deepen the tone of the top there. Very nice. I like that. That looks amazing. Okay. Now, to start the adventure. So the place you're seeing right here is Baldur's Gate. Just so everybody knows. um, it is the like end location. It's basically where the big old fight will take place. Um, So as I've been saying with this game very much plays into like your choice. I mean, yes, there is a story, you have to move forward a certain way, but what you choose to do through it will affect like who your allies are, who your enemies are. Like now, some of them you can't change, sadly. Like, but that's story. You know what I mean? Like, it's just there are certain characters that are meant to be your enemies in this, and that you have to take down in order to get certain things to progress in the storyline in the game. Still, I'm about to end it. But...
My head.
All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I just kind of wanted to show character creation, that you see kind of the opening stuff. When I come back, I will actually be switching over to my half-drow, my normal character. I just promised Carlos, shout out again, that I would show character creation, kind of show you how it works with everything, and let you kind of see how you can build your character as well as your guardian that you have. That kind of is part of the journey with you as you go. So, all right, this has been Killing Frost. Shout out again to Charlos. I will catch you guys on the flip side on my next video. All right, Killing Frost out.